everybody, welcome back to my channel. Okay, I've tried to film this video 3 or 4 times now. First 3 times were interrupted by my dog because he was making weird noises, so I had to kick him out, and I feel really bad about that. He's probably out there all lonely and waiting for me to come out, and now I feel really bad. But the 4th time was because I was going too slow, so I'm gonna try and go through this really fast. So, okay, October wrap up. Happy Halloween, because it's going up October 31st. So each month I want to do a little bit about the movies that I watched each month, because I like talking about movies. I like watching movies. I spend one night a week watching movies with my sister or watching TV shows. When I do these wrap-ups, I'm only going to mention the movies that I have not seen before, so new movies that I watched that month. So this month I actually have a lot, because my friend and I were doing a Halloween movie countdown. So, and I don't usually watch creepy thriller movies, because we didn't watch any horror. Neither of us are into that. So, I don't usually watch thriller movies, but my friend does. So she chose ones that she knew I would like, and we watched them together. There's not a whole lot on this list, but more than what I've seen before. So there's actually a lot more movies I haven't seen before on here. It's a much bigger list than it will probably be most months. And this is what took a long time. I was talking about movies for 9 minutes, and I wasn't even halfway through the movie list. So I'm going to try and go through these a lot faster and speak a lot faster. All right. I don't want this to take forever, especially since I know that the books will take longer than the movies. So, all right. I'm going to start with the movies that I watched for the Halloween countdown. And I'll just see how this goes. First movie we watched was Misery, which is a movie based off of the book by Stephen King named Misery. I liked this movie. It was the first one we watched, and it was really good. I enjoyed it. The only other thriller suspense movie I had seen before Misery was A Quiet Place. I like A Quiet Place more, but Misery was so much more different. And I mean, I don't have a whole lot to say. It was really good, and it was really good. I liked it a lot. I read one of Stephen King's books, and it wasn't even his fiction books. It was on writing. But I could just feel Stephen King's greatness coming through the screen, which I know he had nothing to do with the actual movie part, but I could tell. It was amazing. It was really good. So, next movie we watched was 10 Cloverfield Lane. I've never seen Cloverfield, but my friend didn't like it, so she was like, let's just watch 10 Cloverfield Lane, and I don't think you need to watch it to understand it. I don't think you need to watch Cloverfield to understand 10 Cloverfield Lane. And I didn't. Well, I don't know. There was a part at the end that I think if I had watched Cloverfield, it would have made more sense. And maybe I would have even liked it more. But I did not really like 10 Cloverfield Lane. To me, the plot was very unbalanced, because you go through the entire movie thinking it's about this one thing, and then the last 20 minutes is about a completely different thing. I did not like that. Apparently other people did, because I looked on Rotten Tomatoes, and the audience score and the critic scores are really high. So I don't know what y'all are thinking. I don't know what you all are thinking. I did not like that movie. It was a dumb movie. Anyways, the next movie we watched was I Am Legend, which was really good. It's my favorite out of all the ones we watched, because it makes you think more, and it gives a completely different view to the whole zombie situation, with the fact that he's trying to save and cure these sick people who are just sick, and he's trying to save them, even though they did so many horrible things, and I almost said something, but that movie was good. I liked that movie. Compared to World War Z, like, I feel like I Am Legend is just almost an artistic movie compared to World War Z, which has a similar concept, is just a movie for entertainment. And I still really liked World War Z, but I liked I Am Legend more because I'm always drawn more to thinking and analyzing. So, next movie we watched for the thing was Coraline, which was a creepy movie. I don't know how that became a kids movie. I've been hearing about it for years, and I finally got to watch it, and it's just creepy. I'm not watching it again because it was just creepy and I'm not interested, but it was very well made, and I've got nothing to say aside from that. It was well made, but I'm not gonna watch it again. So next movie we watched was Nightmare Before Christmas, which is a Disney movie that I have never seen before, which makes me really sad because I want to watch all the Disney movies. But Nightmare Before Christmas is one that I haven't seen until now. And honestly, I have not even seen it at this point because I'm filming this 2 days before October 31st. And I'm planning on watching Nightmare Before Christmas on the night of October 31st. So I don't know what I think of it yet, but I'm assuming I'm gonna like it because I love Disney and Disney is great. I honestly have no idea what the premise is. I don't know if it's more of a Christmas or a Halloween movie. This may be a movie I should watch for Christmas, but I don't know, I'm watching it for Halloween. I'm gonna watch it both times, honestly, because it's Disney and I'm gonna love it. Okay. Plus, I need to know all the songs. I feel like I've been missing out because I don't know the songs from the movie. So, anyways, 7 minutes in, I'm gonna go on to the other movies that were not for the Halloween countdown. Actually, there was only one other movie that I watched, which was The Breakfast Club. That movie was amazing. I'm gonna own that movie because I loved it. I loved it a lot. The characters were amazing. And it was a very real teen movie. And I looked up stuff about it later. So I know stuff now about it. It was good. I liked it a lot. Probably my favorite, even comparing to the Halloween movies, like I Am Legend. I really liked The Breakfast Club. So, next are the TV shows that I watched this month, and the first one was 13 Reasons Why, which I did not think I would ever watch because I don't like the book, but I decided to do a project for school about 13 Reasons Why. And I'm putting the video up on November 7th. It's a video about just 13 Reasons Why and my thoughts. And it's very researched, but I had to watch the show for it. So I watched the show in like 3 days, which took a lot of time. But I was trying to get it done as quickly as possible. It was well made, but I still don't like 13 Reasons Why. I think a lot of things that you'll hear on November 7th when the video comes up. And just to let you know, it's 43 minutes long. Something like that. So be prepared, please. Yeah. Next TV show that I watched with my sister was The Good Place. We watched the first season of The Good Place, which was good. It wasn't anything amazing. It was just okay. It was good. We didn't have any idea of what we should watch at the moment. So we just found The Good Place and turned it on and watched the whole season because the episodes were pretty short. And it was pretty good, but not amazing. We still haven't gone around to the second season. We probably will at some point, but just not right now. So the next actually this is the last thing on here, is we also started Adam Ruins Everything, which I love. Oh my gosh, that show is amazing, and I love it. I love it so much. He honestly reminds me of a friend of mine. And then, yeah, I like that show. So those are all the movies and TV shows I watched this month. November's will probably be shorter because I know we're going to be rewatching Lord of the Rings and Disney movies. I don't think we have any other plans. We'll probably finish Friends. We're in the middle of Friends right now, in the middle of season 8, and hopefully we finish it in November. So, anyways, on to the books. All right. So, I'm just gonna go in order of the books I read, starting from October 1st to October 31st, and gonna tell you what I thought about them and what I rated them. Yeah, that's it. That's all I'm doing. So the first book that I read, I was in the middle of when I started the month. I was 73 pages into it, and I was reading it for school. So I was going at a certain pace. I don't like to have books overlap into different months. But this one was for school, so I had to. And it's Ancient Greece from Prehistoric to Hellenistic Times by Thomas R. Martin. And I have a bunch of notes because it was for school. And yeah. So, I actually read this book over the summer just for fun. And I liked it then. And I like it now, and I definitely absorbed a lot more because I actually took notes this time. But if you want to learn the basics about ancient Greece, it's really good. It goes from the Mycenaeans and the Minoans to all the way to when the Hellenistic kingdoms are overtaken by Rome. So yeah, this year I'm in school. I'm studying a bunch of ancient civilizations. Greece was my first one. And next year next year I won't be in school, but I'm still going to study the Romans. So anyways, ancient Greece, I really liked it. If you're interested in any history type stuff and you want to learn about ancient Greece, this is a good one to start with. It probably only covers the basics, but I feel like I learned a lot. So, yeah, Athens and Sparta. Athens was my favorite. Yeah, I prefer brain over bronze, so, yeah. There's not much to say about it. I just read it for school, and I enjoyed it. So, the next book I'm going to talk about, and this will be brief because I already did a video on it, but it's One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich. I liked it. Oh! I gave Ancient Greece, this book, what did I give it? 4 to 5 stars. Give it 4 out of 5 stars, which I feel weird giving a history book 4 out of 5 any reading. It's just kind of weird. It's like, it was all well put together. I don't. Judging it based off that, it should probably be a 5 out of 5 stars, but I don't know. I already talked about this in the video. I'm not going to get into a whole rating rant again. So, anyways, One Day in the Life of Ivan Denisovich. I have a video on this. I'll leave a link in the description below. Go watch it, please. I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. Actually, I could just look inside because I put all my ratings inside the books. So, that one doesn't need any explanation. And then the next one that I read was 10 Years in the Tub by Nick Hornby. And I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. To be honest, I skimmed through this because some things weren't amazingly interesting. And I also did a video about this. This was the inspiration for my discussion behind rating books. Because I had a hard time rating it. Gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Eventually, but yeah. I pretty much gave all my thoughts in that other video, so you can go check it out. Okay, so the next book I read was Mark of Athena. And since I had a rant about ratings and how hard ratings are, I changed my rating system to actually do point stars, but more than just 0.5s, at half stars. I decided to be more specific and like 0.7 and 0.8, 0.3, 0.2. There's no logic behind this. It's just purely to separate the 4, because I've had a lot of 4-star books recently, and I want to separate them into, these were the better 4-star books, and these were the ones that weren't as good, but they were still 4 stars. So anyways, next book I read was Mark of Athena by Rick Riordan, and it's the first book I did that with. I gave it, what did I give it? 4.7 out of 5 stars. That's kind of high, but I really, really liked it. Annabeth was one of the main characters in here, and I've always related to Annabeth, and just Annabeth's thought process in here is exactly the thought process that I have, and I love it. I love it so much, and I can't, yeah. I mean, I liked it. I think it's my favorite out of the Heroes of Olympus books so far. So the next one I read, which I want to talk a few minutes about because I really, really liked it. I gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars, and it's The Theater of War. Oh, you can't really see it. There it goes. All right, The Theater of War by Brian Dories, What Ancient Greek Tragedies Can Teach Us Today. So I'm reading a bunch of ancient Greek plays and stuff for school this year. And I got this book because it sounded interesting. Like, maybe this could help me process them and stuff. And this book was so good. It's like one of my favorites now, probably. Well, not favorites. You know, there's like tiers of favorites. You've got your overall big, huge pile of favorites, and then you've got your small favorites. And it's probably not in the small favorites, but in your overall big pile of favorites, it's in there for me. But yeah, I gave it only 4.5 stars because the first third of the book was very focused and talked about one subject and his work with veterans and the army and how he incorporated his plays to help people with PTSD and suicidal thoughts and stuff. So I really liked that. The last third of the book, I think I said that it was the first third, but it really was like the first 2/3 was all about that. The last third was about, kind of just randomly took you in a different direction with his work in prisons and his work in natural disaster recovery programs, which were good. He was really focused for the first 2/3 of the book and then just randomly went off. I still really enjoyed it, but that's why for me it didn't get 5 stars. I really liked it though, and part of the reason why I really liked it is because I have always just really respected people in the army, and I think they need more care when they get home and stuff, and this talked about that a lot, and I really liked it. And it talked about ancient Greek plays and made me really excited to read them. So yeah. Next thing that I read was To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. This is the first time I've ever read this book. This is 20 minutes long. Wow. Okay. My videos are just going to end up being long videos. I hope you guys don't mind. Yep. Okay. To Kill a Mockingbird was really good. It's the first time I've ever read it. I've always wanted to read it. Just haven't gotten around to it. Oh, I forgot to put my rating inside the book. I'll have to do that. But I did rate it 3.8 out of 5 stars. I did not rate this 3.8 out of 5 stars. I rated this 4 stars. Okay. No more than 4 stars, but still 4 stars. Okay. I did not rate it 3.8. No. Okay. Anyways, so To Kill Mockingbird was really good, and I feel like every single American has read this book by now, and it's become the great American read, apparently, this year. So pretty much everyone has read it. I'm probably the last person to read it ever on Earth, aside from the people who can't read yet. But it was really good, and I'm doing research and reading books for stuff about a video I'm going to upload in December. This was part of that. I don't know actually after reading the book, I don't know how relevant it will actually be to the discussion, but it gave me an excuse to read it, which I'm so happy about. And I love Harper Lee's use of a child's perspective of prejudice against Black people and African Americans and stuff. It was really good. So, all right. Next book that I read was The Odyssey by Homer. You can't read it, but don't be too impressed because I didn't read this version. I read the graphic novel. I wish I could say I read this version. It was my plan to, and then I didn't. I read the graphic novel, but it was still good, and I enjoyed it. And I feel like I enjoyed it more as a graphic novel than I would have enjoyed it reading this. I think I can enjoy it now that I've read the graphic novel. But usually with things like that, I need to, like this, where it's really hard, I need to watch the movie or read some sort of easier version of it first in order to understand it and then enjoy it once I actually read it. So, yeah, I read The Odyssey. It was good. It was interesting. And then I heard that somebody hated it, and I'm sad because it was a fun book and had so many Greek myths and stuff in it, and I recognized a lot of the characters from Percy Jackson, you know? So, yeah, I liked it. I gave it, what did I give it? 4 out of 5 stars. Just 4. 4 out of 5 stars. I'm going to change it to 3.8 out of 5 stars because, yeah, I'm just switching the To Kill Mockingbird and the Odyssey ratings. That's what I'm doing. So, there's that. All right, I've been talking a lot. So, next one. I want to pause for a minute, actually, and just talk about the fact that this is really long. And I really want to go into in-depth reviews and discussions about these books, but I have to boil them down to just a few minutes. And preferably not just a few minutes, like under a minute. Maybe for the next video, I'll give a few different words of what I think of it instead of and then obviously my rating. Instead of giving you the things that I liked about it and everything, because I could just say I like the characters in this one. I like this in this one. I like this in this one. But it doesn't explain why I liked the characters or the plot. So I could just give like 3 or 4 words for each book, and then it would be a lot shorter and not so aggravating. I could do that. Let me know what you guys think of that idea. So, next review or book that I read was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, because I'm rereading the series. This is my favorite book in the Harry Potter series, and I loved it this time as much as I read it, as much as I loved it the first time, and I really liked it. I don't have anything to say. I really liked it. I really love it. It was 4.7 out of 5 stars, which means I liked Mark of Athena more. It doesn't matter though. I'm just keeping the rating as it is. So, anyways, I liked Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I really liked it. Next, I'm going to talk about this one for a few minutes. I feel really bad that this is long, because I would never personally watch something this long unless I really liked the pretty much the only thing I would watch this long of a video for is Books and Lala or Ariel Bissett. So I apologize, and I thank you if you're still here. I love you. Okay, so the next one that I read is Athlin Mara by J.M. Burroughs. So this is a self-published book, and my best friend's mother's friend wrote it. And a year ago, I was a beta reader for it. So I read it when it was still a work in progress, and now it's published, or self-published, but now it's published, and I read it again, and it's about mermaids. Well, okay, here, I'll just read you. No, I won't. I'm not going to read this. Athlin Mara are pretty much mermen who have telekinetic powers. I think that's the reading minds thing. They can talk to each other through their minds in the water. And this guy falls in love with this girl, Brooke, who's a science-y girl. And yeah, that's pretty much what it is. And then they have to save the world at the end of the book. It has good characters, but I'm never gonna see this she's never gonna see this video, so I guess I can just say it. I don't really like it. First of all, I'm not the type of person who usually likes these sort of things. I don't really read romance. I don't really read about mermaids. I'm not into mermaids. And I'm not the reader for this. But I gave her critiques anyways, and I feel like they were really good critiques because I know a lot about writing. Not to boast or anything, but I do. But I didn't really like it. And I don't think it's that well written. I gave it 2.3 out of 5 stars. So okay, I'm going on to the next book now, which is the last book, thankfully. And that is The House of Hades by Rick Riordan. I read this book, and actually, same case as Nightmare Before Christmas. I haven't read it yet, but it's the 29th, and I don't have any school, so I can get this done by the 31st. So, that's what I'm doing. I haven't read it. I have no thoughts. I'm sure I'm going to like it, but I don't think I'm going to like it more than Mark of Athena. But it could be really good. I don't know. So, that's it. I'm sorry this video was so long. Let's see if we can get this under 30 seconds. I'll just say bye, let you go, and I'll see you later.